Calm down, everybody. I have returned. As I promised in my first review video of the story of Midnight, I will not stop. I will review the story that the absolute baboons of the writing team at Blizzard will put out forever. And I know what some of you might think. Oh, he does it for the engagement. Oh, I am so sorry he has to force himself to make these videos. And you are correct. At least on the first one. These videos where I shit on the story of modern World of Warcraft are doing quite okay. And that is a plus. But you don't get it. The story of this game is so bad. And the storytelling itself is so bad that I'm having fun following it and making these videos. I am looking forward to them. It is fascinating. These are fully grown adults that make this game. I want you to keep this in mind as you watch the video. This is not the work of an underdeveloped, orphaned monkey. I know it seems like it, but it's not. Seeing these results of these people's work, backed and funded by a multi-billion dollar company, cannot be anything but interesting, fascinating and fun at this point. So let's begin. It's been about 3 months since I did my first video about the lore of Midnight, and some things have happened. Not a lot, not a little, but I want to catch up on the magnificent lore of retail World of Warcraft, so when the first major patch of the expansion drops, which will be soon, I am ready to go in with everybody else and experience the new story, which is gonna be great, by the way, as everybody else does it. And it's gonna be great because Metzen is back and he will save the lore, don't forget it. Patch 12.1, I call it. This is when Metzen starts saving the lore. Just you wait, you stupid Blizzard haters. So, what are we experiencing today? Well, after the entire thing with the Sunwell being turned into the Darkwell, after the Void Storm and so on, we finally get ready to tackle the big problem at home. The Sunwell itself, you know, the Sunwell, that thing that can be a gigantic source of power for whoever controls it, potentially saving the entire universe or destroying it. Quite a moment, right? I am sure everybody will be here to fight for it. I am sure everybody will come. Quite boring and predictable at this point that we all come together to fight another universe-ending threat once again, but that is what makes sense, I guess. But no, that is where you are wrong. You did not manage to predict Blizzard's 500 IQ twist on the story. What if instead of doing the logical thing, you could do something that makes absolutely no sense? A thing that would make a 7-year-old go, "Mommy, why is everyone in this game stupid as fuck?" What if, listen up, what if we make this fight against a gigantic threat to the entire universe be more of a "let's go Team Elf, slay" kind of moment? Huh? Yeah, sounds good, huh? I don't know, brother, did I miss it? Is it canon lore already? Does the Horde and the Alliance not exist anymore? From the moment Lortemar asks Arator, "With what army, Arator? Who is gonna help us against this threat?" to the fact that not once in this entire expansion could you see one member of the Horde, one stupid damn grunt.
Yes? Huh? Master? What do you want?
Swinging his axe. Not one ballista, not one catapult, not one member of the Alliance.
Get in my belly!
Nothing at all. Not one single sign that these groups are here to help with this fight, to save the entire universe. Nothing. You could say that, we, the players, are the Horde and the Alliance members coming to the aid of Silvermoon. And, that does, first of all, that's never acknowledged. You would think that at least one single time in the entire campaign so far, someone would mention something like, "Thank God the Horde and the Alliance are here. We would be cooked otherwise." Any kind of reaction, you know? But you don't see anything like that. And you know the "with what army, Arator" question? That also doesn't make any sense if indeed both the Horde and the Alliance are here with their huge armies.
Behold the armies of Stormwind!
The reality is honestly pretty simple, and it's incredibly easy to spot and to understand. As much as the few remaining World of Warcraft defenders want to pretend otherwise, it's just that none of this makes sense. It's that simple. The people writing the story have no idea what they're doing. They show no awareness of the lore that already exists, and they don't give a fuck. But anyway, with what army, Arator? Given how apocalyptic the situation is, the answer is of course, well, a handful of the elf races only, as everybody else watches and does absolutely nothing. And on paper, in the peanut-sized minds of the Blizzard writers, this is supposed to be a badass, cool moment. All the different elf races finally standing together after years of division. That should be a great moment, right? The problem is that it only feels cool if it makes sense. There are plenty of simple stories that still feel epic because they're built on solid foundations and the story itself is badass. They respect the world's rules, the character's motivation, and the history that came before. But when a story ignores all of that, the cool and badass moment immediately falls apart. It stops feeling epic and starts feeling manufactured. You don't think that was awesome, you think, what? Wait, why would any of this happen? And that's assuming these reunions between the elves have any emotional weight. Because they don't. Not at all. Anyway, naturally we're the one person that convinces multiple civilizations, groups that have spent years distrusting and outright hating each other, to put aside all of their differences and come together once again. The world of Peacecraft. And it takes about 45 minutes. Nothing says centuries of political conflict, hate and violence quite like finishing 3 damn quests and watching everybody become friends. Best friends. It completely destroys the sense that these factions ever had real disagreements in the first place. My cats need more than that after they get angry at each other. Seriously, how does nobody at Blizzard ever stop and say, guys, this doesn't feel believable? Does nobody read this stuff and think, maybe this conflict should take longer than a lunch break? I don't know, apparently not. Anyway, let's talk about how I reunited all the elf races, starting with the night elves at Belameth. Does not take that much to convince them to join, they just understand the threat and are more or less willing from the very start to help us, to fight along us. Which makes sense, you know, if we don't win, we all die. Kinda motivating if you ask me. Not enough for 99% of the people on Azeroth, but hey, at least the night elves get it. The brilliant Blizzard touch comes from the quest design itself once again. Talked about this in my first video as well, but it's awesome how modern World of Warcraft quests work. You are always called champion. They are the champion of the universe, champion of the world, and so on. You are always invited everywhere by every major lore character, which is not immersion breaking at all, by the way. And whenever you arrive, you are always the only person doing anything. You are the only person moving a finger, while everybody gives you order, which is once again not immersion breaking at all. And those tasks you get can vary from killing gods as nobody helps you, to cleaning someone's room, being their maid, which is, to be honest, brilliant. This is the typical Blizzard formula, and I talked a lot about it in my first video about the lore, but it seems like we have a small evolution of it this time around. They managed to make it even worse. You get to Belameth, and Chandris tells you that the Ancient of Lore, the Ancient of War, and the Ancient Protector need help getting ready for the war. First of all, it's cool that we only take 3 Ancients to help us. We don't want to exaggerate or something, we don't, you know. And as you do it, for some reason, Maiev gets assigned to come with you. It is obviously so you can go, oh, Maiev, yeah, I remember Maiev, she is cool, and for no other reason at all. But the best part is that she acts just like your drunk uncle.
It's all good.
Man, I'm sorry.
Yo.
As you do all the stuff, she just walks around and says random unrelated bullshit. Why is she here? Why isn't she just sitting in a chair? Or why isn't she helping you? Doing anything? I don't know. Why is your drunk uncle doing random stuff? It's the same thing. She does nothing. It just has some lines every time you finish a task, as she does nothing and just watches you. The slave, the hero doing everything. Then we help Varissa atone for her sins while she does nothing and watches. I love this. You know when you lie or do something bad in general and you go to your friend and say, hey mate, could you go to church this Sunday and pray for me so I can get atoned for my sins? Bluetooth atonement. New tech. It's brilliant. After we do that for her and grab some relics because she's of course very busy, we then go to the gates of Silvermoon where Atas Sunriver is like, no, I will never work with the Silver Covenant. Never. You are awful people. He did not account for one thing. He forgot that I might come along and just say, come on bro, come on. That was his mistake. And now he ends up agreeing, of course. Begone, conflict. This is the world of Peacecraft. Then we go to Suramar, and this is the best part. I like this the best. Because first Arcanist Alistra realizes that the dark cult of Xel'atath, or whatever their name is infiltrating the ranks of her people and killing them. So what does she do? The logical thing, of course. She tells us, go kill them, resolve the issue, you deal with it, I don't know, we'll meet in Silver Moon, okay, bye. And she just leaves. She goes away. It is priceless. The storytelling is priceless. I said it in the first video, but I say it again. It does not even matter that this doesn't feel like Warcraft anymore. That is an issue that we should be glad to have. Who cares about the Warcraft vibe and feel at this point? This story and the way it is told is below any kind of standard. If you truly think this is a good story, I am honestly jealous of you. Because if this is entertaining to you, this basic moronic tasteless story, you are either stupid enough that nothing will bother you in life, or if you have the mental capacity to appreciate better stories at some point, then there is nowhere to go but up for you. Thomas the Tank Engine, Dora the Explorer, Paw Patrol, the Minion movie. These are just some of the amazing pieces of media you can explore as you increase the complexity of the stories you consume. This is just the beginning for you, my friend, and you are in for a wild ride. In a few years, you will get to Fast and Furious. And before you know it, the Marvel movies. Anyway, we unite the elves, so it's time for the assault on the Darkwell. It's hard to make a large-scale battle in a fantasy universe feel boring as hell, but Blizzard always manages to do that. You AoE down useless mobs that do nothing but just wait for you to AoE them down. Then you tell the members of your army where to aim, what to do, because they are unable to decide on their own. And remember, it's just elven races doing all of this, which is epic. I wonder if the rest of the planet came to Silver Moon to watch it like the World Cup and they just go somewhere and watch us fight or something. Or maybe they don't give a fuck anymore at this point. I get it. You are a dwarf in Ironforge and another cosmic threat is here to end all existence again? Is it close at least? What? Silver Moon City? Nah, bro. I'm not going there. It's too far. All universe-ending threats fail anyway. The elves will deal with it. I get it. I wouldn't go either at this point. It's truly immersive. Anyway, we clear their forces after a few mega boring minutes, and just as we get to the gates of the Sunwell, the Haranir and the Amani trolls show up. So they show up exactly when the battle is over and they are useless. And of course, our new character comes with a girl boss one-liner. Zul'jara says,
I would never miss an opportunity to raid the Sunwell.
You get it? Because the Amani and the Blood Elves hate each other so much and they raid each other and they wage war against each other and they've been doing it for thousands of years and they committed atrocities against each other. They tortured each other. Haha, good joke. That's a good joke. The only thing remaining of that conflict is this lame ass joke because it got deleted in a second when Midnight launched and we reminded both of them that, brothers, this is the world of peacecraft. What are you doing hating each other? Come on, bros. Come on. And they just hugged each other and now we're all friends. Great stuff. And now we get to the raid. The most flaccid experience ever. I don't think I've ever cared for a raid less than this. Everything is so boring, flaccid and nonsensical up to this point. Of course the raid feels the same as well. But anyway, we clear the raid and what we get is incredible. It's the raid finale cutscene. And it is indeed dog shit, it's horrible, but I'm not gonna explain why. Because I have a better idea. I have an Instagram post from the official Warcraft page. Let's check it out together and see the comments. I am sure people really love this cinematic and this epic moment when Sylvanas comes out of the Shadowlands and attacks Xal'atath. For sure, people are in love with this story. So it's a post called Pivotal Moments in Player History, and they are pivotal moments, they're epic moments, defeating Ragnaros, true, going to the Dark Portal, true, looting the Charger's Reigns, true, even this Deathwing Shatters Azeroth, I think it's true, buying your first mount, true, Varian Rin sacrificing himself, absolutely true when the game had balls. Sylvanas interrupts Xal'atath. Wow. Pivotal moment. Were you guys excited to see this? Were you like, whoa? The most liked comment is Sylvanas interrupts Xal'atath. Who is bro? Then we have who is bro? I love this. I love this. Bro thinks he's part of the team. Generally, people in the comments are mocking Blizzard for trying to sneak this in. You have these super memorable moments and you put this bullshit in. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody will ever give a fuck about Sylvanas interrupting Xal'atath. Anyway, there is also a small prologue made out of 2 quests. In one, you are literally a maid. You go and clean Umbric's place while he watches you clean his room. Super cool. Stuff that the champion of Azeroth has to do. You know, it's part of the job after all. And the other quest has you go and sign a pact between the Silver Covenant and the Sun Rivers that finally make peace. You know, the world of peacecraft and all. I found this actually funny. 1 second you are a maid, then you, for some reason, are the guy selected to sign off a peace deal between two huge factions. The storytelling, guys. The storytelling in this game is amazing. It makes so much sense. And we end it all with a power of friendship cutscene, where all elves come together as one big family, and Liadrin has one big speech about them once again coming together as a family, as friends, and defeating the bad guy. All the stuff we always loved about Warcraft.
Made exiles of them. We were foolish. Never again. Let it represent the moment when night becomes day and the moon meets the sun. Where light and shadow exist in perfect balance. Let this mark a new dawn for our people, for the kingdom of Quel'Thalas, our high home.
I love it at this point, and I really mean it. I love how every single plot bit has to end with us being one big family and using the power of friendship to win. This is great, and I mean it. There is zero complexity in Warcraft. We are all one big family, united together as we fight a universe-ending entity after another universe-ending entity, which are all bad with no extra explanation, zero conflict, zero tension, zero immersion, zero nuance. It's just us, the group of friends that are clearly the good guys, fighting the clearly bad guys that have zero backstory, no clear motivation, or anything remotely interesting about them. I love modern World of Warcraft, I think it's great. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching all the way in. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you like these kinds of videos? I plan to make another for the first major patch of the expansion and for the future as well, as I said. But what if we go into Dragonflight and the War Within as well? This is actually fascinating to me. Paying attention to the story, it's so bad that it's fun. It's actually fun. It's actually interesting to watch it and see how bad can it be. Anyway, let me know. Till the next time,